Happy New Year and welcome back to Ill for Real, a podcast where I talk about all things real life shit. Mental health, self-love, self-care. We're going to get down and dirty into the nitty-gritty with everyday real life people in my life. And of course, I'll be here to annoy the shit out of you. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to miss out on. And I do keep my podcast episodes pretty long because for me personally, when I listen to a podcast, I get one episode a week. So 30 minutes is not enough. I need someone to keep me company in my earballs throughout the week while I'm cooking or cleaning, especially driving to and from work. I literally listen to podcasts in the shower. So you don't have to listen to all of this in one day. I know it's a lot, but spread it out. Take me with you. I'll keep you company. You're going to get lots of information, insights on life, real conversations, advice, love, support, and sometimes some hilarity. So this year, this holiday season was pretty crazy and pretty rough for me and my family. But if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I posted today's guest is my little sister Juliana, and this episode is mostly about her and her beautiful little 15-year-old soul. You'll see a picture of us with our grandpa, and you'll see why I took a break for the first week of January this year. I wanted to post right away for the new year, but there was just so much going on. And my life has been a lot, so I needed that self-care and just to take a little bit of a breather. And now we're back, and we'll be here weekly, and we're going to talk, we're going to get deep, and have some fun. But I hope everybody else's holiday season was stressless, happy, and fun, and that you guys have a wonderful, happy new year, and that everything works out for you. And don't forget to love yourself. So have fun listening to this episode, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay, I bought these cute little mics. I bought like a couple more of them, the one that we use for the podcast, and like an adapter so we can have multiples of them plugged in so that all my guests can just like sit with their own cute little mic. And it doesn't work. So I have to share a mic. So every time you talk, I gotta put my arm all the way over there. But anyways, my mom is asleep. So again, we have to like kind of be quiet. But we decided to come to the basement, which we have been avoiding. Okay, you know what? We're going to get into this. So I have to say hi world. I don't know if I said hi world already. I'm here. Obviously. And today I randomly have, again, poor Muis. I have dragged her on all these episodes because nobody wants to be my podcast guest. I tried to do an episode with Mom and she like refused because she's like, you know what? Why am I talking about this? I'm here with my sister.
What?
I'm just all over the place. Oh. New year, new me. Just kidding. I'm exactly the freaking same. How about you?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Are you going to start with the I don't know already?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so obviously it's Mimi's with me.
Hi.
The heater turns on every 7 minutes. Are we really going to do this?
Yeah.
This heater is so annoying. It's like every few minutes. But then it turns on for 20 seconds and then it's done. It's not even heating up this house. This is the coldest house in Indiana. We'll be back when the heater's What I was saying was we were going to have Mom on the episode, and I actually have like a lot. Guys, this is called Ill for Real. Like, I want to talk about real stuff. Do you know how many people out there online like sit with their mom in a recording and like argue with them? Not that I want to argue with my mom, but like we start talking and every conversation that we have ends up being like controversial because my mom and I, we're the same person, but we don't see eye to eye. I'm going to save this for an episode maybe that she'll join me in later. But what I mean by that is,
I'm making you.
I'm going to be so distracted because have not finished one single thought yet on this episode. And it's been all over the place. Juliana is looking at weird artbreeder.com. Really? Oh my god, she's like building an AI version of me. That looks like Tyra Banks.
Who?
This one.
Who's that?
Did you just say, who is that?
Tyra Banks?
Oh my god.
This one.
Tyra Banks?
That's what sound like what you said.
Tyra Banks.
Oh, Syra?
Syra?
I don't know.
I don't even know what I have said on this podcast somewhere. I am so lost. I am so sorry for everybody's ears who may, nobody's listening to this, but who may be listening to this.
I'd listen to it.
You would listen to this?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Tyra Banks is a beautiful woman who was oh my god, she's Googling everything. She's Googling Tyra Banks. She was a supermodel. Was she a Victoria's Secret? I want to say she was a Victoria's Secret agent. And then she was the host of... Yes. She's the host of America's Next Top Model. Have you never watched America?
No, she's the host of...
Excuse me? I don't even know what's going to come out of your mouth right now.
What is that one?
I don't even want to hear it.
America's
Next
Greatest
Top
Talents
Model.
or something. Like that thing that
America's
Mima
Got
watches?
Talent?
Yeah, that.
She's the host on America's Got Talent?
Is either her or somebody that looks like her.
It might be somebody that looks
Children's
like...
name is York?
This turned into a Tyra Banks episode. Now we're just reading stuff about Tyra Banks. Stop. Does it say if she's a host on America's Got Talent? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I thought it was What's His Face that has all the children with all these celebrities.
America's
Next Top Model. Does Mima watch America's Next Top Model?
No, she watches America's Greatest Talents, I think.
There's a different show called America's Greatest Talents?
No, whichever one you said.
America's Got Talent.
America's Got, there you go.
All of these people have, they like always have different celebrities as the host. Oh no, let's see if we can just endure the sound of the heater. Let's see if it's as bad as I think it is. We're gonna leave it. It's been interesting while I'm locked up in a depression here in winter in Indiana when I want to be on the road. I'm just even stabbing my leg right now. And I've really only had like family to talk to, which is fine because I do like the idea of having guests on here that are just everyday people, my friends, my family, people like Yesenia that I've just met in passing on through TikTok, and she's from my local area, and just, you know, we don't really get to see, I mean, unless you follow a ton of influencers and stuff online, which of course all of us do, but you know what I mean, like we don't get to really dive down deep with people, just like everyday people. So yeah, Mom was telling me, were you there when she was telling me? She was like, you don't want me on no podcast, because if you want me on that podcast, I'm going to tell everybody how you really are. And we're going to be, and she thinks I'm like scared. She's literally threatening me because I'm going to be honest. We get along, but we don't get along. And so we get at each other's throats a lot, and we do not see eye to eye. And I cannot convince her. She's not going to ever change me, and I'm not going to change her. She thinks that we can change our grandparents, and they're stubborn old Cuban goats that will never change. And so she's like threatening that if I have her on my podcast, that she's going to tell it like it is, and everybody's going to know just how Jennifer is, and you're not going to be yourself. You're going to act fake. And I'm like, no, please get on this podcast with me so that people can't. I want you guys to see this side of me. It probably, parts of it might be like a side of me that you guys have never seen, which is fine, but I want to get real. So I also want to kind of get real with Mimi's, and just like talk to you from like the perspective of being 15 and your sister's 32. Like, I always thought it was really weird in being in high school when like I was your age, you know, and I had friends that were like, yeah, I have a sister and she's 31, and we were like, ew, she's so old. And now I would be so sad if I heard you and your friends talking about me like that.
Well, my best friend always tells me that you're pretty, so.
Who's your best friend and how did they see me?
Mia.
Oh, Mia, I met Mia. Mia's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know anybody else from your school, but they're pretty. No, but is it weird? Are they like, oh, you have a 30-year-old sister, like, I just remember at your age, like, thinking, like, oh, 30, there's just, like, an old lady, which is so sad. This is terrible. Like, please do not take offense to this. If you're listening to this and you're also in your 30s, like, or if you happen to be the older siblings of the people that I'm talking about. I don't even remember who it was at this point, but somebody in school, I was like, could not believe that they would be that far apart. Like, I guess it's kind of dumb for me in high school to be like, wow, your parents are so old to have a kid that age. But I don't know. Do they not think it's weird?
Most of them don't even know.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So, like, at some point it's going to come out that, like, you have an old sister. And I just thought it was the weirdest thing. Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed of me?
No.
All my insecurities coming out. I have not shut up about this for 5 minutes. Okay, so is mom like the oldest mom of all your friends' moms?
I think so.
Oh my god, that's so embarrassing.
I know, my friends are always saying, they're like, my mom is like this, like 20-something. And I'm like, 20-something. I know, I'm like, oh, my mom is in her 50s. And they're like, that's how old my grandma is.
She's gonna be so sad if she hears they said that's how old my grandma is. It's not even old. Again, if you're listening to this and you're my mom's age, I don't think it's old. Like, I still think my mom is young, and she had me really young. And I know I'm always calling myself old, and I'm not. But it's just like, I just remember, viewing it so weird like that. And so differently in high school. I didn't have very many friends who had parents, like, much older. Before we continue, whatever this conversation is, I have to rewind all the way back to the beginning and explain where we are.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're hiding from my mom because we're trying to be quiet, so we're in the basement. But we've been debating for days now, because we knew we were going to record a podcast, if we were going to do this in the basement. Because it has come to my attention, not anytime recently, but we've just started talking about it out loud. Everybody was thinking it. Oh my god, I'm scared to look over there.
Over where?
Over there. We're trying not to look. Nobody knows what we're talking about. Okay. I am pretty sure my mom's house is haunted. Oh my god, So, we're in the basement of my mom's home where I grew up. That used to be my bedroom. It now looks completely different. She has it, like, set up like a little, like, living room. She calls it her woman cave. I don't know why her entire basement is fixed up, and the upstairs of the house is not fixed, like, hardly at all. But she finished this basement. Nobody's ever down here. Nobody wants to hang out down here because I just said the other night while I was running up the stairs in the basement that it feels like when I walk up the steps that somebody's following me or, like, looking at me. And she goes, what did you say?
I said, me too.
Yeah, she was like, oh my god, me too. I was like, I run. I skip, like, 4 steps. I jump 4 steps at a time. And I'm like, like, running. And it feels like somebody's, like, hand is reaching out. And there's always someone behind me. But I think a lot of that stems from because when we used to live here, that room, there's, like, a kind of like a boiler storage room that we have. It's, like, our basement, like, TV room that we used to watch TV in, but my dad would sleep in there on the couch all the time, and he has told us multiple times about these dreams.
No, I don't want to hear no dreams. I really don't want to be here.
You really don't want to be here?
I'm scared.
Did you not hear this story before?
No. No, thank you.
You really don't want me to keep going?
No.
Okay. Well,
Just tell vague things.
The vague things is he saw vague things walking up the stairs. He was laying in that room, and he, like, looked, like, through the doorway, and, like, right here underneath the light, like, he saw, like, a big black figure, like, just standing there. Like, didn't really have a face or anything. He was just staring at him, and then it went up the stairs or something. But that's what he says. He also, keep in mind, which this, he's very open about it, so I don't think he'll care that I say anything, but he used to do drugs, and he was under the influence of many things. So, it could have just been his brain. But then... yeah, me and you.
Oh.
I mean, so I always had that in the back of my mind, like that my dad would see things down here. But then we're so dumb, and we like, why did we have a sleepover down there in that room the other night, or like a few months ago?
What do you mean the other night?
When we saw the thing, or when I saw the thing. Why were we sleeping in there? For some reason, I came here, and we always sleep in Juliana's room, but for some reason, we were in the basement. It was last holidays. It was around this time. It was like Christmas.
Do you remember how we got sick and we were down here?
Was it New Year's? It was Christmas. We were sick with like COVID, and I was miserable and sad and alone for Christmas. For some reason, she made us quarantine. You remember now? Mm-hmm. She made us quarantine in the basement. She was being on another level. And I was very depressed because I didn't want to spend Christmas alone in the basement. I was sick. And everybody was upstairs about to do Christmas. And I was like...
was sick too, I remember.
No, then you got sick from me like the next day or something. And that's when we slept in there. But like the day of Christmas, she was like, okay, we're going to have Christmas. Mija, do you need anything down there? I was like throwing biscuits at me down the stairs, basically, and asking if I wanted coffee and this and that. And I spent Christmas like alone because she didn't want me upstairs because which I didn't even like, did I take a test? I don't remember if I took a test. But anyways, basically I quarantined myself in the basement from Christmas. She's rubbing my leg again. And so the next day, Juliana ended up getting sick, so we slept down here in the basement floor. And all that long-ass story to say, I woke up, it was like really early in the morning, and somebody was like walking, like shuffling around my head. Like we were laying on the ground, like we put like blankets and pillows on the ground and slept on the floor. And somebody was walking around my head. And I knew it wasn't Mom because Mom was like scared to come down because she didn't want to get COVID or something. So anyways, I was like, it's not Mom walking around my head, like, because she won't come down here. And then I, like, in my sleep, I realized, like, she doesn't have a bata like that, like a robe. It was like a white robe that went all the way to their ankles. And they walked past me and they were walking around my head. And I just like dozed back off to sleep because I'm like, I guess Mom's walking around, but I know it wasn't Mom. And then I told you, and I was like, why was Mom walking around here in the morning? And you're like, oh, Mom's upstairs sleeping or something. You said she was like, who knows where. So she was nowhere near. So I'm like, it's the bruja. There's a ghost in that room. And then I finally told this story the other day to Juliana, and that's when she was like, oh my God, I feel like there's something too. And then my sister was here hearing us talking about this, and she's like, me too, I saw someone in the laundry room. I'm like, oh my God, well, which fucking room is it? There's somebody or something living down here. Everybody who's scared of ghosts is already skipped past these 6 minutes. Nobody wants to hear this, but just so you know, if we witness anything paranormal tonight, it is all going to be recorded, and we will be experiencing it firsthand together. We are literally facing the 2 rooms that are supposedly haunted and trying desperately not to look over there. But then as soon as I almost started pressing record on this podcast, Juliana's laptop just goes and the heater turned on. It glitched and the screen like turned white. And we were like, we just immediately looked at each other like, oh my God, it's the ghost. So now she's making an AI character of me, and hopefully the ghost won't mess it up. But
it's not working.
It's not working? I told Juliana if she gets this AI thing to look like me, and she can successfully pull this off. This is a child. If she can pull this off, I'm going to take a picture of it and post it on my Instagram so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh my God. It's really weird. Okay. So I think that's everything. I've gotten it out of the way. All of the mumble jumble mess that was on my mind that I could not get in order for the beginning of this episode. The bruja, we talked about Mom potentially being on the podcast. And somehow we talked about me being old and you being 15 years old in high school. That was a very long introduction to let you guys know that I think with Mimi's, I want to look up our personality types.
And we never do that thing with the Virgo and how I'm not a Virgo, but I am a Virgo.
Like your Virgo traits are not accurate to you? So we were going to look up, like, your zodiac, like, info?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Virgos, so that'd be kind of fun to learn. I don't remember if on the very beginning episodes of this podcast of mine, if I did the quiz for my personality type. I've talked about it many times, I think. And I explained it to you the other day about how it's like you get like the letters at the end and each letter stands for something. Like, I think I'm an ENFJ, which is like E. It's either an E or an I for extroverted or introverted. It's either an N or an S. And the N stands for intuitive. And the S stands for, what's the opposite of being intuitive? It's like people like, they don't use their intuition and their gut to think, they use their like,
logical?
Yeah, they're like logical. But I can't remember what the S stands for, the word. So that's why I want to do it again. Because a few years ago when I took the test, I think what I am now is probably very different. I was always extroverted and now I am not. Stay the hell away from me. I want to live in a hole. I want to curl up and die at the thought of seeing people. But like, I like it. Once I'm with people, I enjoy it. I'm not really like that anymore. So anyways, I think my personality type has changed and I have no idea what on God's earth you would be. And I'm interested to know if you taking the test at 15, if it would be different like years later if you took it again, like if your personality changes.
No.
Or if
I like my personality now.
See, that's how I was in high school. And I feel like had I taken one of these tests in high school, I would have been like, yeah, that's me. And I pretty much stay that way my whole life until, like I was telling you the other day, people just hurt you and you're extremely traumatized. Now, you're rubbing my leg again. Okay. We're going to do either one of these things, the zodiac thing or the personality test. But Juliana rubbing my leg reminded me, this poor girl, you have seen me change so much. And my personality is so different, maybe from what you remember it when you were younger. And I just feel so bad because she's always just like finding me like curled up in the bathroom crying. I made her come into the bathroom the other day and close the door, and I was just like sobbing, bawling my eyes out, and I needed a hug. So I asked her to hug me, and she's just like, her little eyebrows lifted, and she's always going, it's okay.
That's what I do with my friends. Every day I say that.
You do? It's okay. I still love you. It's okay, Nani. It's so sad, and I feel really bad for you that you see me like that. Are you tearing up?
No.
You're tearing up.
No.
It's okay. But I just like feel really bad that you've seen your sister like traumatized and my life destroyed by another human and lonely and depressed. And that just reminded me of, what were we talking about? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay, yeah, because another freaking brain fog and I can't keep my thoughts straight. Rewind. I always take like polls and stuff on Instagram or put little question boxes for people to answer me. And I asked everybody, remember I took that picture of you in your room?
Which one? Where I was like,
You were on your bed. No, I took a picture of you in the kitchen because you were cute and you asked me if I wanted coffee. I took a picture of you on your bed and I posted on Instagram, like, what would you ask your 15-year-old self? Oh, and then I asked, or I said, like, what advice would you give yourself at age 15? And so a bunch of people responded. And so I figured I would give you their advice and their little things that they said as a 15-year-old and see if it sinks into your brain. Because I had a conversation with you the other day and I told you, don't trust nobody. Literally. We're going to get into it in a minute. Guys, I am so sorry that this episode is all over the place. We're starting the new year off real strong. I'll get it together one of these days. Or not. Before we get into this whole whatever test we're taking and the New Year's resolutions, we got to talk about the worst part of your week and the best part. Oh, she's thinking hard.
I don't know. Okay.
Into the mic, please.
I gotta think. Give me a few minutes.
Oh, God. I'll see you tomorrow. See you next year.
Okay. What is today?
It's January 1st.
2nd.
It's past midnight? Oh,
it's Monday. This week has only been 2 days.
Oh, the first started on a Sunday this year. That's fun. You literally said, what is today? It's literally New Year. We have to tell them Happy New Year.
It's over already.
I didn't even say Happy New Year at the beginning of this episode. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm really concerned as to how this year is gonna go. If it's just gonna go downhill and I'm getting worse and worse, or this is rock bottom and New Year's Day, January 1st, is gonna go up from here. Because this is insane. I totally forgot what today was too. I was gonna say Happy New Year to everybody, and you said it's already over.
Because it is already over.
So rude.
No.
Okay, so did you think of the worst part of your week yet?
It's only been 2 days. Oh,
my
okay.
God. Like in this past week. I'm not
sleeping in the basement yesterday.
That was the worst part of your week?
Uh-huh.
Sleeping with the bruja?
Uh-huh.
Okay, wait. We gotta think of the title of this episode. Because I was like trying to think of...
The bruja.
The bruja. No, because I usually try to like name it something clever about like what I was talking about. And it's a New Year episode, so I was gonna put something in there with New Year and Tyra Banks and the bruja. But then I just remembered, what's that movie, Narnia? The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call this Narnia. New Year, Narnia. The what? The witch and the what?
The what?
I'm not okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, I think I'm getting slap happy because it's late. Oh my god, I feel so bad for anybody listening. Okay, hopefully this is just like keeping people entertained while they're at work. Just passing time, listening to this shit show that this is. And your worst part of the week was sleeping down here with the brew.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best part of your week?
Wearing my outfit today and yesterday.
Your outfit today?
And yesterday.
What was it yesterday?
I had my khaki baggy pants, and I had the green tank top, and then like the big gray sweater.
Oh yeah, you had like a tank top with an oversized sweater that like hung off your shoulder.
Uh-huh.
And you wore your hair up in a clip.
Uh-huh.
With cute like gold jewelry, and she had baggy like cargo kind of looking khaki pants, and you looked very just kind of like almost not grunge, but like it could have been grunge if you wore grungy clothes for the 90s. And then today, what are you wearing?
I wore the
Wisconsin Dells merch.
I wore the yellow Wisconsin Dells sweatshirt, and then your pants with the ripped, how do you call it, the acid something?
Yeah, they kind of look like acid wash jeans, but they're all like ripped up in the front.
And then I wore your scrunchie.
It's like a tie-dye baby blue and white scrunchie, velvet, with a braid that goes only halfway down to your neck, and then the bottom is a ponytail sticking out of the scrunchie, and then like an oversized big yellow sweater on top of your yellow Wisconsin Dells sweatshirt.
I forgot about that.
So it made her look very 80s today. Then we went to our grandpa's house, and we saw a bunch of pictures of like our mom and our aunts like in the 70s and the 80s, and Juliana is obsessed. She just wants to look like, she wants poodle hair. I'm telling my mom to give this girl a freaking perm so she can have an afro. She has how many sets of rolos now? 3 sets of different types of rolos. If you don't know what a rolo is, it's a roller, like a hair roller, to get curls. And she's literally every night, all night long, putting different types of rolos in her hair to figure out what kind of curls. She's like, they're all different, to see what kind of curls she likes. And every time she takes it off, she's got the biggest, poofiest lion mane of hair on top of her head. She's taking a video of us. And I was like, is that what you want it to look like? And you're like, it's not poofy enough. She legit, you need like a poodle perm. But it's just so funny because this girl like loves dressing like vintage, and like on, was it Thanksgiving or Christmas that you were wearing like a high-waisted polka dot flowies?
Christmas. It was the dress, and it goes like this, and then the sleeves go like this.
It's like an Aurora. Imagine the neckline to like Aurora's dress. It like goes across your chest, right?
Aurora's is like this.
Okay.
It's like a heart, kind of.
It's heart, sweetheart shaped, yeah.
But it's not like that.
But then it goes up with like cap sleeves around your shoulders. Yeah.
And then just put a red sweater over it.
A red sweater, like a red knit sweater over this white sweetheart line dress, and then like a red ribbon in her hair with like the dress looks like it was like a high-waisted like black or blue and white polka dotted skirt.
I think it's black and white.
And she just looked like she was from like the 50s or 60s or something. It was so cute. But why were we talking about this? Because that was your best part of your week. You love dressing like that. It's so funny. Well, that's cute. My worst part of my week, nobody wants to know about it. It's really bad. I don't even think I've even... She's rubbing my leg again. I don't think I've even told you about court. Did I tell you? I did tell you a little bit about what I had to sit through.
Or something.
Ew, don't say it.
Oops.
No, it was very traumatizing, and it's the worst thing I've ever been through. Besides the other worst thing I've ever been through, for some reason, I just like told my sister like the biggest secret from this year before we started this episode. Those are my two most traumatic, terrible parts of
the year?
Well, it was last year. It's a new year. See, I keep forgetting. Like, it's not this year anymore. Thank God it's not 2022 anymore. But yeah, what I told you tonight, before this episode started, the biggest secret I've ever kept from everyone. Nobody knows, except for you. One person, two persons. Oh, well, I guess someone found out and they told a bunch of people because they freaking suck. But very, very bad, traumatizing. And the worst part of, last week. Of course, it had to be in the week of Christmas. Every year around the holidays is like some crazy traumatizing event that is like life altering for me. I didn't even think of that. Ew, it was on the 28th. I'm gonna have to remember that forever. It was really bad. But yeah, you guys can't, sorry, I can't disclose what it is, at least not yet. And my best part, honestly, was probably the hug you gave me in the bathroom.
Well, I'm glad. It was the best part. At least it was something.
At least it was something. And seeing people, because I forgot we have to follow up with 2 positives. So I finally saw my grandpa, people, after who knows how long. It's been at least a year, and then before that, this whole shit show started. I don't know how long it had been since. It could have maybe even been almost 2 years. No, I don't think it's been that long. But he cried. He teared up when he saw me. You didn't see him? He saw me because he didn't know I walked in, and he was like, "Hey!" And he told my mom's boyfriend, he's like, "Edwin, vete pa allá. Go down the street to the store and bring back 4 fireworks." He said that. 4 fireworks. He's telling him to, like, let off fireworks because it was like a miracle that it was there. He's like, te llamo, which he hasn't. I actually felt really bad, and I didn't want to correct him and make an argument or him to feel bad in front of everybody else, but he has not called me in a long time. But he's like, "I keep calling you, you never pick up." And I'm like, that's not true. But like a year ago, he was calling me, and I would never pick up, so he probably gave up. And then that was another worst part of my week. Great, sorry, there was 2 worst parts. He ended up in the hospital on, oh my God, on New Year's Eve. Or it was a couple days, the day before New Year's Eve?
I think it was the day before.
The day before New Year's Eve. And so on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, we were freaking out thinking that people was going to die. Another traumatizing event. He will be, which I know that the podcast has heard this before, but he will be the very first person in my family, like my personal close family, like not distant relatives, like people's mom died years ago and I didn't really know her.
And then Mima's mom.
Right, Mima's mom died. So those are great grandparents, and I can't believe they were alive all this time, but they died. And we don't know them well. We hardly ever see them, you know? So it's not, and she's from Cuba. Like, she's not even around here. We don't spend time with her. So people will be, this sounds really morbid talking about this, but people would have been the very first family member. Besides, right before Thanksgiving, oh my God. See, this is why I'm traumatized by the holidays. Do you remember the year my friend Julie passed away? Right before, I think it was also right before, I think it was, or the day of or something. It was like November 27th. My friend Julie that I worked with at Zodiac, she's my age, died. I just now remembering why I'm so traumatized by the holidays. But yeah, that was really sad and scary. People ended up in the hospital and we were terrified. But why was I talking about that? Because that was a good part of my week, like seeing him. And yes, he cried. He was like trying to stop it. I could tell, like, and he had little tiny like tears, and he kept hugging me, and he was like looking at me like, it was so sad. He kept looking at me like he hadn't seen me in years, which has been a long time, but it hasn't been that long. And he was like, mira pa eso, mira pa, que mucho tiempo que te ha visto. He's like, just kept saying how long it's been since he's seen me, and he couldn't believe it. It was so sad. And so now I have to go visit Mima because it's been a really long time since I've seen Mima, and I have to see her before I hit the road and then just disappear, because she was crying on the phone with me on FaceTime with Mom when Dorothy was on her hospital bed dying. She made me feel so bad. She was like, Mia, I'm your grandma. I'm still here. Come see me while I'm still here. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm just, it's been a year, guys. The new one started January 1st. We saw people. I saw him. You gave me a hug. That was the highlight of my week. You need to give us a second one, though. Positive. After all that negative of mine, but you also didn't one up your negative. Like anything from like Christmas till now.
I got you to watch Mononoke, even if it wasn't that good.
One of my friends' favorite anime movies is Princess Mononoke. I always say Mokoloki because I didn't know what it was for the longest time. But he has a poster of this movie, and I showed my sisters once because I know nothing about anime. I was like, hey, do you guys know what this is? And they were both like, yeah, that's a Studio Ghibli, Princess Mononoke. And I'm like, how the hell do you guys just like know? I mean, I feel like there's so many anime movies. Like, how do you not just like, I don't know. I feel like they all like sound and kind of look the same to me. Like the colors and the faces, like the anime faces, like all just blend and they look the same to me. So we watched that Studio Ghibli movie for the first time on the laptop together. Mm-hmm. And at the end, I didn't know she felt this way, but she was like, it was okay. It wasn't the best Studio Ghibli. If you don't know anything about anime, the only thing I knew about was Studio Ghibli makes the movie Ponyo, which I've seen many times with my sisters, and it's cute little, if you want to get into like cute little, easy to watch, not obnoxious anime, Ponyo's a good one, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a little fish that like turns into a little girl or something. It's so weird. It's really weird, but it's really cute. It's funny. That same maker made this movie, and it was very interesting. I really liked the beginning. Like, it's very easy to listen to. They're not screaming and yelling. They're not fighting and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And it was a really great story. And then all of a sudden, it got really weird. And this weird moose deer thing with, like, Stranger Things antlers, neck reached up to the moon. And then his head came off, and then they had to put the head back on. It was really weird, but it was good. Juliana says it is not the best. So, sorry, Nick, if you're listening to this, which he is not. She wasn't thrilled.
Angel Beats.
She's showing me anime movies now.
No, this was a show.
All kinds of anime movies and shows that she's saying I need to watch. There's Ponyo.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Pico? What's Pico? Pico de Gallo?
No, that's a weird one.
It's weird?
Yeah.
Wait, you have not seen all of these?
Yeah.
How the hell do you have time to watch all of these?
Well, that's just Avatar. That one doesn't count. I just have it in there.
What are you talking about? There's 5,000 anime movies. You've seen all of these?
Because these two are the same show, just like this different seasons. They have them separate.
There's seasons and you've seen them all?
Yeah. This one is my favorite.
How long are the episodes? When do you have time to watch this?
I watched most of them like years ago.
That's insane if you have seen all of those. Anyways, we don't have time to be talking about anime. We're in luck so far though, guys. So far, no ghosts, no brujas, and we have not awoken the demon upstairs from her room. That sounded really mean. Oh, so I'm looking into the room where she's got her little day bed in her woman cave. We told my mom. She refuses to believe that it's haunted here. We're like, there's demonios, there's spirits, and there's a bruja, and there's a ghost. And she's like, no, there's not. Shut up. Everybody's always talking. Mima says that this house is haunted too. I'm like, Mima says that it's haunted? Mima is the bruja of all brujas.
She says it's my room.
Mima says that your room is haunted? But that used to be my room also. And that's where I was telling you the other day, I had a nightmare.
No nightmares.
You say you don't want to talk about it, but then you look like you're curious and you want to know.
Well, because you already told me this one, so it's okay.
I already told you this one, so It's okay? So I had a really bad nightmare in the bedroom where Juliana's room is now. Used to be mine, and basically it was just like, imagine like 20 hands, like demon hands, like coming in through your bedroom door, like trying to claw in through the crack of the door to get you, and like shaking the door. And I could kind of like see little like demon figures or whatever, and then they ended up like kind of like by the foot of my bed and grabbing onto my leg. It was terrifying. Ew, I'm sorry if you don't like this kind of thing, but Mima thinks that your room is haunted, which is probably why I had demon dreams in there. So she starts laughing and making jokes, like, your dad says, and Tata, and now me, and Mima, and people. Everybody says that this house is haunted, and she doesn't want to believe it. So she came down here. She said that she was walking up the stairs. Because you know how I said, if you walk up the stairs, it feels like somebody's grabbing towards you. She said she was kicking backwards, like a donkey. Like, imagine a donkey kick backwards, going, get out of here. Then she said she was kicking this imaginary ghost away from her on the stairs, saying, "La sangre de Cristo." She was quoting like the blood of Jesus. And then there's a Bible sitting open on the bed over there. She's got the Bible open to scripture. She was probably saying some kind of prayer and screaming the blood of Jesus, which I'm going to say it out loud right now, because if there's something on here, the blood of Jesus, we are safe. Please cast out these demons from this house. I'm reading an exorcism right now. It's not an exorcism. An exorcism means like that a person is possessed.
It does?
Yeah. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know.
Anyways. So no signs of anything, and we haven't woken Mom up. We saw the best and worst of our week. Now we have to decide if we're going to read into zodiacs or do our personality test.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger by his toe. If he has go, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, my mother told me to.
Wait, we gotta pause and go back. Gonna reverse. And I gotta read you your,
Oh.
So since it's a new year, we're gonna talk about New Year's resolutions. I also asked everybody on Instagram what their resolution was and what they would say to their 15-year-old selves. So I took a screenshot. I am going to add in here memes. What do you want to tell 30-year-old self in the future?
Go on adventures.
That's good advice. 15 years from now, when you're 30 years old, I'm going to replay that and see how many adventures you've been on. Better be a lot.
I can't find nothing with good pink hair.
My hair is not all pink like that.
I know, but it's just like, so there's
need...
pink in there.
You just got to find where it's shaped like my side part, and I do kind of floofy curls to the side.
That's what I'm trying to do. Bangs?
I used to have bangs like that. Okay, so I'm going to start reading you the advice.
Okay.
To 15-year-old. This is what everybody would tell their 15-year-old self in high school. Number 1, absolutely 100% do not Do that stupid little bump hairstyle with your front bangs.
What little bump hairstyle? The one that I do when I curl it like this?
Oh, no. That's you have bangs, and you're talking about curling your bangs.
Oh.
Have you seen this? Where you grab it, and then you go poof.
Oh, no. I don't like that.
She made the most disgusting looking face right now. You know what I'm talking about? You grab it, you go, and then you push it forward, and you poof it.
Like, it's like...
You know what a bump it is?
This?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Do people do that in your school?
No.
Thank God. Oh my God, it was so popular in the early 2000s.
I started curling my hair at school in the middle of the year, this year, and then all of a sudden, all the girls curled their hair. She had curl hair, and she had curl hair.
Who would have thought? Because you did not like curling or doing anything to your hair. And now you're setting the trends, huh? You should wear a big bump it thing. This ugly bump it style. Make other people do it so that you could go, ha, just kidding. Just kidding. My older sister says you're a nerd. Ha, you look like an idiot now. I'm going to go back to my curled hair. Doing your bump it.
Bump it.
It was Mimi's. There was now since you have your Google out, Google bump it commercial.
Bump it commercial.
This is the very first tip that I got for your 15-year-old self. Do not do this.
Advice.
She said, "What wonderful advice."
This one?
No, what is that?
I don't know. This one.
That one. That one. Oh my God, it's so bad. You haven't seen this?
I don't think
Why is
so.
it so blurry? Look how old I am. It's this blurry. For women everywhere.
Then bump it up.
Bump It is bumping up the volume for women everywhere. If you
Bump
haven't
up the
joined
volume.
revolution, stay tuned to see how you can get Bump It for free.
You haven't seen
Are
this?
you tired of flat, boring hairstyles? Do you go through a can of hairspray trying to get that full volumized look?
Wait till you see what we did.
With Bump It.
Oh, I have seen this.
And easy. Bump Its are the incredible
Oh, thank you, Bump
hair
Its.
accessories that give you perfect style and volume every time. Go from flat to fabulous instantly. Imagine
So bad.
Break today's hottest hairstyles
Ew.
in seconds. And they're so easy to use. Anyone can be a stylist. Simply part your hair at the crown, give a little tease, insert Bump It, fluff it up, and you're ready to go. Just look at the difference. Amazing.
Amazing.
Elegant, casual, sassy, flirty, and fabulous. Styling hair can take forever and it just falls flat. Bump it up and your style lasts all day long.
I wish you could see Juliana's face.
Comfortable, stay completely concealed, and are super secure
What
so
happens
they
if the
won't
wind
fall
blows?
out.
What happens if the wind blows?
Uh-huh.
Everybody saw your bump
One
it.
trip to the salon costs over $100. Get Bump It instead of two
$100?
for just $9.99.
You could get 2 bump its.
Medium blonde, brunette, or black.
Dude, it is so ugly. Look at the
Mini
mini
bump
bump its for the
Oh,
bangs.
no.
That's what she's talking about.
We'll even give you the taller
That was what she was telling you. Do not do it.
or when you want a little extra
So none of your friends do their hair like that.
No.
Wait till the day that comes back. Oh
No, thank
my God. She said, "No, thank you, bump its." Well, you're on the right track then. If you've never done it and you don't plan on doing it anytime soon, but I think you should still do it and start a trend and then make fun of everybody. Be like, what a nerd!
What a nerd.
You wear a bump it. After that lovely intermission, don't find happiness in a boy/relationship. Find happiness within yourself. Today, fun fact, it's the very first time I've asked you, do boys like you? And she said, yes. And I asked her if she wanted to talk about this on the podcast, and she is blushing. But what are the odds? Like, this is everything just coming full circle. But we just talked about this. And she told me that, yes, that she had a bunch of, like, guy friends that have confessed that they like her. And I was like, what did you say? And she said, I'm not interested. I was so proud. I've never been so proud. If I were you, I would have been like, yep, I'm interested in all of them. Just kidding. No, I had my handful. 3, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 different guys that if they liked me, I am ready to go. But other than that, I was like really picky. But I didn't focus, I guess, on like boys. I always had a boyfriend, so you just get kind of like, I don't know, I just got like infatuated with them, so I would get distracted, I guess.
That's how Mia is.
Mia's a Pisces, so we can't help it. Mia and I get distracted by boys. But then once we get the boy that we like, we're very distracted by only them. Our eyes don't wander. Or do our eyes wander? She's been exposed. My eyes did not wander. And does Mia listen to my podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay. So then I would get just distracted by them. And like I said, I wouldn't focus. But then all my relationships would end up being forbidden. So then I was like, oh, now you're telling me I can't like this boy? Now I'm really going to like this boy. But anyways, you told me that you had to tell these guys very nicely, like, I don't see you like that. And then what did you say that they responded?
Some of them never talked to me again. And then,
Rude.
I know. And then some of them were like, okay. And then they were just my friend again.
That you guys still talk?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And then there's one of them.
Is it weird?
Not really.
Oh, that's weirder.
And then one of them was like super mad and petty about it. And
A boy?
Uh-huh. And
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
Cochino.
And then he stopped talking to me. And then I was friends again.
Did you punch him in the face?
No.
Did you put a bump it on his hair?
He doesn't have barely no hair.
Exposed. High school drama. So it says find happiness within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I think you've told me that before.
Yep.
That's good. I'm proud of you. Next, focus on creating memories with friends. Don't worry about girlfriend-boyfriend relationships. I think this is probably the advice that you're going to get the most. So this brings me all the way back to rewind when I remember I told you the other day, which was the idea that sparked this whole asking people for advice for their 15-year-old selves. I was like, you know what? Looking back now, you're 15, I'm 32, I've been through hell. I'm sorry, Mimi, but your life's gonna get worse. She's smiling, the biggest, like, oh no, smile. But it's true, like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna bullshit and sugarcoat. I love that your life is happy and you love yourself right now and you're not focused on boys and nobody's broken your heart really, and you've been a lot more spoiled than me and Tata were, and you've had it pretty easy sometimes. And you grew up with all this technology. She's playing the dinosaur game on Google right now. Just like living the life. But as much as I want it to stay like that for you, it's just not. And I think other people are going to think, it's okay, you'll be okay, everything's okay. That's great if you want to look at it like that. But then what's going to happen when this little 15-year-old girl becomes 22 and something crazy happens to her, and she's just going to be like, everybody told me it's going to be okay, it's not okay, and I feel like I can't cry, and I feel like I would rather prepare you. Now, I don't think your life is going to be as crazy and traumatizing as mine has been, because Nani just gets herself into very bad situations and apparently picks all the wrong people. But I would go back and tell myself, like, literally don't trust any of them. And then you told me about your friend, which I love Mia. And if Mia just so happens to ever be listening to this, we love you to death, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Mimi trusts you and you guys are friends, but I told her, don't trust her. I'm sorry. There are those friendships that are going to last with you your whole life, that maybe you and Mia will be friends forever, and that's great. But like what I've learned, oh look, Paige is texting me right now.
Wow.
What I've learned from those friends that even stay throughout your life for many, many years from childhood, don't trust them. Sorry. I've been hurt many times, but maybe they haven't been hurt by other friendships like that. Maybe the other people have not been through traumatizing things. I cannot speak for other people or how bad their life got after the age of 15, but mine was pretty bad. And if I can warn you of one terrible thing in the back of your mind, you're going to remember Nani telling you. I mean, you're going to be okay eventually. You'll come out of it, and you love yourself already. Not very many people start loving themselves at that young of an age. So keep that with you and keep going and encourage yourself. But remember, at the end of the night, Nani's been here crying alone when I never thought I would be alone. And I've lost so many of my friends and family members. And I told you the 2 traumatic things that happened to me. And I think you've always taken my advice and thought about it and not been scared of it, right? But then, do you remember what you told me in the kitchen after I said that? Don't trust nobody. The vieja walking her dog down the block, don't trust her. Your boyfriend, your husband, your father, your mother, I don't trust nobody. And like, you do, but you don't. But then what did you say? Do you remember?
I said, I'm not gonna let them. Like, what was it you said?
You said it in like the most proud, chipper voice. You were like, you know what? I'm kind of glad I'm witnessing this because I'm not gonna let them. And I was looking at you like, you're glad? But I know what you meant. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I kind of wish that I had like an older sibling or somebody close to me that spoke to me about these things and was really real and prepared me for life, because I wouldn't have been like, I am a hopeless romantic and I live in the clouds and everything's a fairy tale and I want to be a princess and my Prince Charming, and like, I will feel and believe and think like that till the day that I die, because that was my escape from childhood when I was depressed and when I was sad or lonely or abused or neglected. That was my escape from Disney. That's why I liked that Disney didn't used to be like the Frozen movies where it's like, we don't need no man, and I have my sister, and we've got each other, and we don't need a Prince Charming. Like, that's great. I understand that the message that they're trying to send, but that was too real for me. Like, movies like that, I was like, I don't give a crap. Like, I want a fairy tale. I want to just pretend that there's a Prince Charming, and he's just sweep me off my feet and let me just dream and yada yada. And I do believe that I manifested that for myself. That was, you remember my relationship? It was like Disney sparkles. And you saw that since you were a little baby. And I was just head up in the clouds, hopeless romantic, princess in the castle. And so I manifested the life that I wanted and that I fantasized about as a child. But I don't think that I prepared myself enough that one day it can all come crashing down. And I knew that, but I was like, that's just never going to happen to me, because I've already been through so many bad things that I've made it through all of the bad, terrible things that now this is my happy ending. This is my finale. The rest of my life is going to be beautiful. It's not going to be perfect, but it's not going to be horrible. And it turned worse. It turned like a horrific, most ugly, villainous movie that you could ever think of. And I just wish that I would have prepared myself to not that I wouldn't want to be more open and still be me and still be vulnerable, but maybe just protect it and guard it a little bit more. And I don't know how you take like this whole like me talking about this stuff online and social media and that everybody can see my life if they wanted. Like, does that scare you, or do you like that, or you don't want anything to do with it?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
What are you think? It's not a quiz. Do you think it's weird that like I do that, or do you think that it's a good thing that I like talk about real stuff?
It's just something you do.
Because I'm a weirdo?
No.
Why are you being nervous?
I don't know.
I probably went into it a lot more deep than these people intended, but New Year, same me. Okay, next was, don't worry, you're not fat. Don't believe the lies. You don't need fad diets before you're 15. Everybody called me chan-chan, gordita, when I had gained weight. And then when I lost weight, I was too flaca, too skinny, you need to eat. And then with you, you're built a little bit more thick than I am. I'm so freaking jealous. But our culture tends to just use very, not the nicest words sometimes. And they'll be like, gorda, what do they call you? They used to say something, but you have big butt and big huge thighs and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I would give anything for Juliana's big butt and huge thighs. And not that they're like doing it in a malicious way or anything like that, but if you ever get to a point in your life where people are commenting on your weight, whether it's because I don't like that people make fun of people who are too skinny, too fat, whatever, just friggin' ignore them. As long as you're healthy, I do believe that you should try and watch and take care of what's going into your body and stuff, and exercise and move. That's why I try to do fun things like hiking and roller skating, because I hate working out. But apparently you said you like working out, right?
Like exercising.
You like exercising. You guys are getting an interesting, weird 15-year-old versus a almost 32-year-old podcast today. Also, I'm going to be very interested in this whole personality quiz thing that we're going to take, because I think we're going to be very opposite. Like, I think me and you are very different. You have seen me literally crying like a psycho, and you tap me, you go, it's okay. You hug me, and I always look at your eyes to see if you're crying, and you're never crying. Well, if I was you and the roles were switched, I'd be like, and literally would just like cry immediately with the person. Maybe Virgos are stronger. Pisces are big crybabies. Is Mia a crybaby?
I've only seen her cry a few times when, like, I don't know.
You've seen her cry a few times at age 15, so there you go. And she's never seen you cry?
I don't think so.
Exactly. Weirdo. Next is, don't be in a rush to do adult-like things when you really aren't ready. Enjoy this time left in your childhood. So no sex. Any words?
Okay.
No drugs. Although you don't really need to do that when you're an adult either, even though you saw me smoking weed today. This is really weird. Like, everything keeps turning into, like, random stuff. No, I was smoking a CBD vape pen. Which, actually, maybe that's why I'm so calmed down. I do feel a lot better when I smoke that CBD. It really is a game changer. But don't enjoy it right now. You're a child.
Okay.
Even though CBD's fine, but weed and other things. Just enjoy your childhood. It literally goes by so fast. And then you have to clean your house and pay bills, and it's no fun.
I like cleaning.
Get out of here. You're not normal. Okay, update on the AI Jenny face. She's found a nice shaped face with my brown hair, but then a nice style of really bright pink hair. So apparently she mixed these two girls' styles together. It's supposed to like merge into what she thinks I'm gonna look like, but it's not going very well. And I don't have blue eyes, so you got a long way to go.
It's either like this or
Oh
like
my
that.
God, that's none. That is a very Asian woman, a very fake cartoon-looking woman with lollipop hair and sky blue eyes. Juliana, have you ever even looked at me?
Yes.
Just kidding. Yeah, don't be in a rush to do adult things. Okay?
Okay.
Next, don't be scared to stand up for yourself. Speak what's on your mind, because you'll regret not saying it.
Even to my history teacher?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't give no fucks.
I'm gonna have
I don't
lots of
trust no one, and it ain't gonna matter in no 13 years. So, no, but I'm serious. I really am passionate about that one, because I still struggle with that till this day at 32. Like, in my head, I'm like, I am telling people off all the time and standing up for myself, but to their face, I'm going, thank you. And I smile, and then I walk away, and I start crying. And then in my head, I start driving away, and I start thinking of all the things that I could have said to them. But the only difference is when it comes to other people, I do defend other people. Like, most of my friends and my family and stuff that I've lost, like when I was younger, was because they were coming for Papi, or they were talking about my mom, or they were talking about my cousin, and I was like, oh, hell no. And so I put them in their place, and I told these people, like, you're not going to talk like this about my family, and they got mad at me, and then they just threw me away in the garbage, the dumpster friends, because I would stand up for people. But I really, really struggle doing it for myself. So I feel like I've had this conversation with you that, like, you don't mess with people messing with your friends. Like, you always stand up for them. Give me an example. Okay.
Well, I don't know. Nobody really, like...
Didn't you say once that somebody was going to fight with someone else and you yelled at them? I don't remember. Anyways, are you good with standing up for yourself, too? Or has anybody ever done anything to, like, attack you verbally or anything like that?
Most of the time, like, they're, like, messing with me. I'm just joking, so...
Okay, so there was never people really trying to attack you?
don't think
What
so.
about physically?
No.
You never got into a fight? Why was people saying that you get into a fight with people?
Because I taekwondo.
He's talking about taekwondo, that you fight with kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a nerd.
I want to get in a fight, though.
I have literally said that my whole life. And finally something happened last year where I could finally take my anger out on someone. And I didn't ever get to punch them in the face. But the year's not over. So better watch it. You know who you are. You're going to get punched in the face. And I know jujitsu now, so... No, but finally, for the first time in my life, as a 31-year-old woman, I got to, in a way, take out my anger on another person. Like, I didn't hurt anyone, I wasn't violent, but, like, had I been put into this situation, ooh, girl, could have thrown down right then and there. I've always wanted to, like, get into a fight for someone else. Like, to defend someone, and, like, I don't care if you punch me and I get a bloody nose, like, I want to be the person that stood up for someone and, like, made a difference. And I can see you doing that. I feel like you're very, like, I don't know. You're, like, you act like you're shy and sweet, but you will probably kill someone. Do you think so?
I don't know.
Oh my god, that's all you ever say.
No.
Do you know anything? Tell me something you
Yeah.
do know. Tell me
Why?
something you do know. Something you do.
What?
You don't know that song. Oh my god, back to the topic of me being old. You don't know the song that goes, tell me something I don't know, something I don't know. It might be Selena Gomez.
I don't listen to her.
I don't listen to her either, but everybody knows the song. It really was not from your time. Look it up.
What is it called?
Tell me something I don't know. I don't know. It is Selena Gomez. Okay, play it.
Mia loves Selena Gomez.
Well, she probably knows the song then. But you always say, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. So I want to know something that you do know. Oh my god, what a nerd. Oh my god, it's so bad. She looks exactly the same. This is like old.
Oh my goodness. We can recreate this in a vida.
Tell me something I don't know. Something you do know. Tell me something you do know. Tell me something. Tell me. Now you've heard it. Now you know. You never heard that? That is a really terrible song. Oh my gosh. So tell me something you know.
Y equals mx plus b.
Oh my god. And E equals?
I don't know.
Oh my god. What do they teach you?
I haven't gotten to E yet.
E equals MC squared.
See?
I don't know. I think I only know this because of Eminem. Doesn't he, like... I don't know. Isn't it like one of his albums or something? Don't ask me. I didn't pay attention in school. I liked boys. We're gonna laugh. I might cry and I'm gonna want to tell you why. Because, hey, well, that's just life. Anime update. She doesn't know what she's doing, and this looks nothing like me. It literally just showed a pink and purple skeleton. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, so what were we saying? Next. Yeah, so stand up for yourself and for others. Okay, next is don't let the opinions of others change who you are. It will take away your happiness. Do you let people's opinions change who you are?
Mm-mm.
If somebody says, I don't like your bangs.
I don't like your face.
Oh my god, your face. See, she looked like she was gonna kill someone. I don't like your face. Like, I didn't even finish the sentence first, and you're already saying that. That a girl. I don't like your face. Is that really what you would tell someone?
Yeah.
You would not say that.
Unless it was like, I don't know, like it depends on the person.
See, that's what my brain would say right away. It would be like, with that face and everything, I don't like your face. But like out loud to them, I would probably say, if somebody said, okay, tell me you don't like my bangs.
I don't like your bangs.
Okay. I think that's all I would say. So it's not really like defending myself or standing up. Or I guess I would say something funny. I would probably say something funny and, like, offensive to them because that was rude. So, like, tell me you don't like my bangs.
I don't like your bangs.
I don't like your bad breath in my face.
What?
See, you were offended, weren't you? I wasn't talking about you. I was just, like, trying to think of something that I would say to someone in that moment. But anyways, don't let...
Oh, my goodness.
You don't have bad breath. Let me see. Don't breathe in my face. She's about to breathe in my face. Okay. Let's see. Okay, next is don't let anyone stop you from your dreams. Keep God number one, but get out of the cold.
The cold?
The cold too. Get out of the cold. Please, memes. I told you this the other day too. If you live in Indiana for the rest of your life, I will be very disappointed. There's so much out there. You need to get out of the cold. Yes. But what this person was saying was the cold in which we grew up. Very different from you. You don't go to that school. You don't go to that church. I'm pretty sure. Wait, who was it in the family? One of our little cousins. You know who Jesus is, don't you? Next, love yourself even if you feel like no one around you loves you. Enjoy this stage in your life. Are you enjoying your childhood?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your childhood younger years?
Yeah.
Do you remember them?
Them?
Do you remember your childhood younger years?
A little bit.
I don't remember nothing.
I remember how I met my first friend.
Like in kindergarten?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nothing. That's sad. I have really bad memory. I blocked everything out from my childhood.
And then I remember in kindergarten we would have nap time. And then I'd always go get napkins. And I'd start tearing them up.
Ew.
And I remember I tried one.
You tried one? Like you ate a napkin?
It was like a little piece.
Oh my god.
And then the kid across from me saw. And then he did the same thing.
See? Starting trends. Do a bump it in your hair. I swear to God, it'll be so hilarious.
No bumpets.
No bumpets?
And then, yeah.
Well, so you're enjoying your childhood?
Mm-hmm.
And you love yourself even when you feel like no one have you ever felt like no one loves you?
I don't think so.
Have you ever felt like lonely? You get sad at night like, nobody loves me, nobody wants me?
Not really.
You can be honest. Or you don't have to share this at all, but...
I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
Wow, what a lucky gal. She said, well, I'm keep it real with you. I ain't gonna be no faking around. No faking bacon.
Bacon, bacon.
I have, and at your age, I felt very lonely. Like, nobody cared about me. You don't need... She's tapping me and rubbing me again and saying, it's okay. Okay, but this is the thing. I'm not really, like, I don't need pity. Like, you know that, right? That I'm not saying these things to be like, feel sorry for me, Mimis. You know that, right? Mm. I never say it to be like, give me a hug now. But yesterday I asked you for a hug because I actually needed a hug. But I just, like, don't like when people think that I'm, like, saying stuff like that so that you'll feel bad for me. It's just real. I'm just, like, being honest. Like, there's a lot of, like, 12-year-olds out there who feel like how I did when I was younger, but it's very opposite from your experience. And you would never know that, like, that little 12-year-old girl, like, she's so pretty and she's, like, maybe popular in, like, her grade and boys like her, but then at night she's going home and, like, crying because nobody cares about her. Like, nobody would know that if you didn't talk about it. And I think it's sad. So, like, I just like being real and normalizing these things because I don't want people to ever feel like they were alone and they couldn't come to me for something and then they did something really bad and I never did anything about it. You know? I think Mom's waking up. Maybe not. But we've been pretty loud down here and she hasn't heard anything so far. Okay. Next, advice. Stop caring about what everyone else thinks about you. Be who you are unapologetically. I think you already are that.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that my friend said he didn't like your bangs, and you were like, I don't like him. Let's see. That little voice inside is right. Trust her and honor her. Don't let others make you doubt yourself.
But I don't trust a little voice.
She's making the most scared face. Like, who the hell is talking to you in your head? Nani has lots of little voices in her head, okay?
Do you remember that one wall at the cult? And, like, there's, like, holes in it?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about. You can climb up.
I listened to a little voice, and I climbed it.
What? The little voice in your head?
Mm-hmm.
Like, telling you should climb this?
And I climbed it.
Wait, so you did used to go there with us?
Yeah. when
Oh,
was
yeah, I guess
little.
we did take you to church, yeah. I forgot about that. Doug, I was in high school. I told you I block everything out. I don't remember nothing. You climbed up that wall with the holes? People who went to this church who may be listening to this know what you're talking about, too. In the Jack Hiles Memorial Auditorium, in the hallway, what was it called? I know it. It just literally just slipped my mind. Something about breakfast. We'd have breakfast in there. Jack Hiles Memorial something Hall. Something. It's a name of a person hall. It'll come to me in 3 days.
In 3 days.
And then I'll bring it up in the next podcast for 5 minutes about how I remembered it. So what happened? You fell?
No.
Then what was the point of that story?
I listened to the little voice.
What was wrong with the little voice if it was fun?
The guy came and he walked by and then he was like, "Get down!" And then and then I hurried up down and then that's it.
And then that's it? I'm done with you. So you got in trouble? Is that why you're upset that you listened to that little voice? I thought you were going to say you fell.
No. And then at school, if you leave the school and you drive a little bit, there's a fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took that fountain off to do construction or something. And then we were walking around the school after school, and the little voice wanted to go climb it. And so I went over there, and I was like, "Let's go climb this." And nobody went to go climb it.
Juliana. So nothing happened?
No.
You didn't get hurt? You didn't fall off of anything? Then I think the little voice is fine. No, so I think what you're confusing it is with the little devil on your shoulder. You got an angel on one shoulder and you got a devil on the other.
That wants to climb things.
Yeah, apparently yours wants to climb things. So maybe don't listen to the little devil on your shoulder. But there's a different little voice in your head. And they speak to you. And then sometimes they make your stomach hurt. And you get this gut feeling in the pit of your stomach. And you're just like, something's wrong. Something's not right. This person looks like a creep. That person is a pedophile. That was where my little voice is. I'm so messed up. No, but there's little voices. This ain't right. Something's wrong here. We shouldn't go down this path. We should go down that path. And if you have this, it's a feeling in your gut, you're literally going to feel it like somebody kicked you in the stomach. Like, say you were with friends and they were saying you wanted to climb this wall, but you had a bad feeling about it, so you decided not to, but then you were with friends. It was like, we should climb it. Yeah, it's fine. It's going to be fine. And you, have a really bad feeling. I don't think I should climb this because I'm going to fall or whatever. Just don't do it. If you really, really feel it in your gut and in your head that something is not right, or for me, it's mostly people. I don't really have these feelings. Sometimes I do in very dangerous situations, like on icy roads and stuff like that. I'll pull off to the side and be like, something's wrong. I'm going to die. 5 minutes later, there's literally a car crash in front of me. I do get that. But mine are mostly about people. You've seen with people even in our family and stuff. I meet people and everybody's like, they're so nice. They're so quiet. They're so sweet. And I'm like, Which one is it? Is it or is it If I ever get the feeling of then you know that it's actually not it's You know what I mean? But you gotta trust that instinct. What were you gonna say? You were saying, I remember
that when Tata was looking for houses, we were looking at the house, and we went to the basement. And I got that. and I didn't like the house.
It's cursed.
But I
just
thought,
like this one.
I thought that it was just I was putting it in my head or something. When me, Mom, and you were talking about earlier with the psychology, and you're putting it in your head, and then you think it's real.
Oh, hell yeah, I believe that. The more you talk about something and you tell yourself, like our cousin Isabel was just over, and my mom was like, hey, Isabel, how's your eczema doing? She used to have, our little cousin, she had eczema all over her whole body, her face, her arm, and she's like, oh, I just didn't pay attention to it. My mom was like, what? Did you take medicine? Did you put crema? Did you put Vicks? Did you put... And I just looked at her like, oh, cool. And she's like, what do you mean it just went away? She's like, I just stopped paying attention to it. Like, and I was like, I understand what you're talking about. Like, if I had eczema all over my body, you'd start, oh, and it itches, and it's scratchy. Like, you're literally going to make it worse. And I'm the type of person, too, where you can sit and just be like, it's fine. Take a shower. Oh, what's that red spot? Oh, it's nothing. And her eczema went away. Did you see Isabel? She showed you her arm. She doesn't have eczema. She said, it was all over my face, it was on my neck, it was on my arms, and it was completely gone. And my mom's like, what do you mean it just went away? And we're like, it just went away because she stopped talking about it and thinking about it and convincing herself that her eczema was bad. And now it's disappeared. So I believe in that. It's crazy. Was there another part of your story that I missed?
No. That was it.
New Year's resolutions. Yeah. I had a lot of beans.
The beans.
Okay, so how do you feel about all that advice? Are you already like pretty much doing all those things?
Yep.
I would be in a very different position than you if I was having this conversation at your age. So I'll read a little. Do you have a New Year's resolution?
I guess.
Do you believe in New Year's resolutions? I kind of don't anymore.
What is...
Like, everybody, like, has a new, like, it's the new year. It's about to be the Happy New Year. Everybody has this, like...
A goal?
Yeah. So, like, at the end of the year, you're like, okay, my goal for next year is I'm going to... the most popular... What do you think the most popular, common New Year's resolution that people make, they say that they're going to do on the New Year's? What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Think about it. Was everybody like, this year, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this year. Finally. Lose weight. Everybody's always... That's why this week the gym is going to be very busy. Because everybody's, I'm going back to the gym. I'm going to exercise all year. And they exercise for 3 days. I don't believe in resolutions anymore because I have so much anxiety right now that, like, because it's the new year, I also am like, okay, now it's a fresh start. Now I can make all the TikToks that I want. Now I can start creating the music that I've been wanting to do. Now I can do... Why have I been waiting for 2023? I could have did that yesterday. I could have did it the day before. I could have did it in August. I could have started these things and these goals that I want to achieve. But for some reason we tell ourselves we gotta wait till next year. And so, like, I don't really believe in resolutions anymore. It's making us... It's pushing us back instead of making us better. But I know a lot of people do still always try to start fresh. And it's kind of like the beginning of the week. It's like a Monday. It's a fresh start. And that's how people view the year. So people do still have resolutions. So I asked what theirs were.
Well, mine isn't like wait for next year. It's like finish. Because I'm already doing it. I just gotta finish.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. So what is it?
My book.
Oh, your book.
Yeah. Because when I was writing it, there's like
that's
40
kind of a
something.
resolution. A resolution is to finish writing your book. That's a goal. You're not writing it by hand anymore?
No.
Now you're typing it because you got a laptop for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
You spoiled brat.
Well.
So some of the New Year's resolutions that I got was controlling my emotions better. I guess I could do that. But he goes, I was told, when you're sad, you're the most sad person I've ever met in my life. When you're happy, you're literally like the most exaggeratingly happy, surprise, thrill. Like, I'm so exagerada. Like, when I'm hyper, when I'm tired, I'm gonna die if I don't lay down right now and sleep when I'm tired. If I'm angry, which I never get angry, I really don't get mad, but when I am mad, it's like so mad. And I only get mad at like my laptop not working. That stupid button! And I slam on the button until the button breaks. And then I have to buy a new laptop. Like, I just feel my emotions. I guess some people would consider that control. I need to learn how to control it. But they're not like, okay, I was also exaggerating that right now. I don't really scream from the top of my lungs and go, and break my laptop. I really don't. But like, when I'm angry, I'm very angry. But I've never let it, like, I guess unless it was like a panic attack situation or like on the verge of a panic attack.
That's what I look like in my head.
Really?
Not with the pink, though. A little bit different.
You're okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. But yeah, like maybe in private, I've gotten like a little bit out of hand, but I just feel like my emotions are very deep, not out of control. But what do you think? Do you have to control your emotions? You have no emotions. Look, you're not even making a face.
Oh, I'm thinking. I don't think so.
You don't get out of control? You start yelling at mom. You and mom scream at each other all the time.
Well,
You guys better stop it.
she's being unfair sometimes.
Someone else's resolution was to be more intentional about slowing down and stepping away from the hustle culture. And that is a big one for me this year. It's very hard because you want to keep up with everything, but no hustle culture for me. Another one is there's a lot, but one thing is self-care. This one's a big one. If I care for myself first, then I can care for my family better. I kind of showed you some self-care things. The dermaplaning and self-care is like, I don't know, to me is kind of like hygiene stuff, like taking showers and like fix your nails and like you'll feel better, you know? Like it's just stupid little things that are mundane. You kind of get like daydreaming while you're painting your nails, but then when your nails are painted, you're like, wow, I did that today. I put some more glitter on. And they're very...
No, I put away your nail polish.
Sorry. But it made me happy. Yeah, another one was like also take better care of myself, building my business to have money to visit my kids. Another one was lose 40 pounds, stop drinking and vaping. I'm not bad with it, but it sure will save me money. See, that's another thing. If you get into bad habits, it's just more things you have to spend money on. Are you frugal with your
I
money?
don't know what that means.
You don't know what frugal means?
No.
Guess you better Google it. No, frugal is like you like saving your money. You don't like spending it. You're very like careful with how you spend your money.
Well, since mom doesn't have a college fund for me, I gotta
Exposed.
pay
What does that have anything to do with it?
I gotta save my monies.
So you are frugal? You don't spend it on like random things?
I mean, I spent some of it for me as gift for
I
Christmas.
spend all my money on food and coffee. And then it just comes out your butt, and then what a waste. Oh, I keep it real. Someone else said, do better in saving money to be able to take my kids to Hawaii. Ooh.
Wow.
Jolly. Yeah, so you gotta stop drinking and vaping so that you can save money so that you can, this was the same person, so that you can save up money to go to Hawaii. See, there you go. Yep, and then the next person said, save money. That's also a very big, like, popular resolution that people do. Okay, and then someone said, get in shape and get to know the Bible more. I'm very bad at that. I don't remember. Have you ever read the Bible? You have a little Bible in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you read it ever?
Every now and then.
Like, just like a couple like paragraphs to see what it's about? Or do you like read it and like take notes and stuff? Like study it.
Don't take no notes.
Well, it's because like we grew up like we would study the Bible and like not only we'd be tested on it in school and stuff, but like it was just a thing that people would like have daily devotion. You know what a devotion is? Like you
Hopelessly devoted.
hopelessly devoted. Yeah, you're devotion is like dedicating yourself to like something or someone. So a devotion is like every morning you dedicate time, you devote time to doing this thing. So it would be like the Bible for us, and we would read it, and then we would have devotions with like the whole school and the camp and the church, and we'd all take notes in our Bibles and talk about our devotions. What we I'm already yawning. Oh my god, I'm like literally, it brought me back to my child. I liked doing devotions and things like this with people who were interesting, who would like make it fun, or like if it was like a book in the Bible that like I wanted to read and I felt like I was getting a message from it. But like those Bible chapters, it's just like long names from where they came from in Jerusalem, and who knows. I'm not very good with studying like that.
You see those books over there?
Yeah.
Those are my cheat sheet Bibles.
I thought you were just pointing to random books and saying, you see
What?
you see those books over there? Those are my books. I was like, I don't give a crap. Literally, I was like, why are you talking about these books? I do not care. Juliana.
Like a mom.
That was so random. Okay, so you're saying they're cheat sheet Bible books?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That
Alice in Bible Land.
Alice in Bible Land.
That's what they are.
Okay. I've seen those are cute, but I did not know you were talking about no Bible books. I thought you were just pointing at random books. Those are mine. I was like, I'm not gonna read your damn books, trust me. Oh my god, that was so funny. Stop coughing.
I'm fine.
She's like gasping for air over here. She gets nervous and starts coughing at night for no reason at all. Calm down, I'm not gonna take your books.
I was coughing last night too.
Someone said, rest, like genuinely rest, so that I can be the best version of myself. That's very important.
I don't like sleeping.
She didn't say sleep. She said rest. Get it right. Get your face right. No, you don't like sleeping?
Mm-mm.
Excuse me?
I don't
You
like
used to sleep in
naps.
all day long.
I don't like naps.
The older you get, the more you're gonna love naps. I used to say
No,
the
thank you,
same
naps.
thing at your age. I was like, who the heck needs a nap? And now my nap is 8 hours in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day, I'm like, good night, guys. And everybody's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm going to bed. And then I wake up at 7 p.m. and everybody's like, what are you doing awake? And they're all getting ready to go to bed. And now I'm awake. My schedule has turned into this weird, like, I don't sleep for like 10, well, I do. I sleep for 10 hours at night. But like, if I was a normal person, this is what my schedule is like. Little naps throughout the day. Like an old person, literally. Like, I wake up for 4 hours, and then I take a nap for 3 hours, and then I wake up for 5 hours, and then I take a nap for 2 hours, and then I wake up for 4 hours, and then I take a nap for 4 hours. That's literally, I can't function. I am so tired all the time, and this depression and anxiety of mine is just... She said rest, genuinely rest, so that she can take care of others and be the best version of herself.
If it's not sleeping, then what is it? Just sitting down?
I sit there on my phone, answering emails,
No emails.
scrolling TikTok, no emails. Rest, for me, I would rest in the tub, take a nice long hot bath.
Last time I took a tub and I drained it,
You
there was
took
a
a tub?
spider. I took a bath.
There was a spider?
Yes.
So now you're never going to take a bath again.
No.
Oh my gosh. Grow up.
It was a big spider. It was like this big. And it was
Ew.
just floating in there. I didn't even
It's
know.
probably dead. It's fine. So I think that's it for all the resolutions that I got. There's got to be more somewhere, but I don't know where they went.
ENFJ right there.
Protagonist, charismatic.
Protagonist. What does protagonist mean? Like the main character or the good person?
That's me. Charismatic and wait, what did it say? Charismatic, inspiring leaders able to mesmerize their listeners. Are you guys mesmerized? Just kidding. It's so gross. Ew. There's other things I wanted to do on this podcast, but since we're talking about like resolutions and like you're 15 and I'm 32, like we're just very different
You're
from
not 32.
Almost. I keep saying 30. I like to make myself older than what I actually am to be dramatic. Anyways, don't forget to say happy birthday to me on March 14th.
Thanks.
Don't, I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
I don't even know who I'm talking to. Because that's very rude of me to say that to my listeners. Don't forget to tell me happy birthday. My birthday. But I just wanted to do one of these like little personality quizzes just because I feel like, I don't know, it goes with this whole thing. Like, who are you and who are you going to be this year and what's going to make you better and smarter, and how can you love yourself. And after you take this personality quiz, you're going to know more about yourself and how you function and what you need to do, yada yada. I see you thinking. What are you thinking about?
The time that I touched a cactus. Because I looked at
What? Is this a personality type in this quiz? Oh my god. Juliana.
My friend asked me if I had ADHD the other day.
Oh, I know I do, but that was just, I don't know. You literally were like rubbing your chin thinking about like, because I said something about how like, who are you? What are you going to do this year? You start rubbing your chin. And you were thinking about how one time you touched a cactus.
You don't remember where I grabbed it like this because I thought it was fake?
Randomly?
No, because the cactus picture. Anyways, continue.
That was something. Okay, so we're going to find out what personality type you are. But there are 16 different types, guys. You can go online and Google, what did you put? Personality type.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say test or quiz?
Just put personality type.
Yeah, if you just Google personality type.
Pineapples,
Pineapples,
pineapples. What?
I can't think what this sounded like to people. We sound like crazy people. I was in the middle of saying something. And then I just go, If you did not catch on to what just happened there, I needed to sneeze. I was trying not to sneeze. And I guess Juliana's way of distracting me lately from sneezing is screaming the word pineapples. But it works. I didn't sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second time today that I was going, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Anyways, what personality types are we? I cannot. It's a miracle Mom hasn't woken up.
I know.
Okay, anyways, so there are 16 different types of personalities. I'm going to list them off to you, and then we're going to figure out which one Juliana is. There's an architect, a logician.
I don't know, logician.
It's not a logician, okay? Well, we're going to call it that because I like how that sounds better. Logician. There's a commander, a debater, an advocate, a mediator, a protagonist, campaigner, Why are there two of these? This one is a there is a logistician. Logistician. Okay. A defender, an executive, and a consul, and a virtuoso, an adventurer, an entrepreneur, an entertainer. All of those sound like me. I can't say those words. So we both think that because I've looked this up before and I am with my signs, my letters, ENFJ, I'm a protagonist, charismatic and inspiring leaders able to mesmerize their listeners. And you think you were what?
I don't know. This one?
There was one that you were reading that sounded like you?
This one sounds... maybe.
The architect, imaginative and strategic thinkers with a plan for everything. Okay? So... now that we know what all the 16 types are, let's find your type. Go ahead. Okay, so you have to answer the questions on strongly disagree or strongly agree, or you feel neutral.
A lot of them are going to be neutral.
I know, that's how I am. But don't do that. Try to do it as much as you can. You regularly make new friends.
No.
Okay, I can't sway your decision. All I ask of you is not to put neutral for every single freaking answer, is what I mean. Try to go all the way agree or all the way disagree as much as you can. Or it's not going to work. You have to read the question.
No, I don't.
You have to read the question.
You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest.
You need to also speak clearer for the listeners.
I speak clear.
I barely heard you. Speak it like...
I don't explore random topics.
You're such a brat. That's not what I meant. I'm saying you have to read it like you're speaking to someone, like this.
That's how I
Ready?
put it.
Me. I'm the protagonist. I'm gonna do this test.
Oh my
It's all about
goodness.
me. I'm just kidding. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. I bet you everybody hated me reading it like that. And they're gonna be like, put Juliana back on the mic.
Well, sometimes.
I really wasn't even paying attention to what I read. I was just reading obnoxiously. What did it say?
Which we were talking about earlier.
Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to... You almost put strongly disagree?
Sometimes. There's been a few times where I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too.
So I say no, but sometimes. So it's this one. It's not completely, because it's sometimes.
But mostly, absolutely not. You're not going to cry if you see someone else crying?
I might.
Oh my...
That's why it's on this one.
Okay, so you're picking the second to last from strongly disagree. Jeez Louise.
You make a backup plan for backup plan. Yeah.
You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure.
This one. At the dance, I went up to somebody I didn't know.
So every once in a while you will?
Yeah.
What did you say to them?
I
wanna know. Can you tell me?
No, I was just hi. I introduced myself and then...
Oh, because they were lonely?
Yeah. And then they left.
It's so cute. And then they left? They were like, get away from me.
No.
See, that's why you trust nobody.
Okay. You prefer to finish...
Me.
You prefer to finish one project before starting another.
Completely finish, it says.
No.
You won't finish something before you
No,
start
no,
it?
no.
Oh,
I
wow.
started... Look at this.
I've
I've started
230 things.
34 shows, and I haven't finished them.
I mean, it's not really just about shows. It's about, like, if you start folding your laundry, do you finish folding the laundry and get it completely done
Yeah.
before? If you start washing, you've completely finished washing the dishes before you start wiping the counters? That's what it's talking about. It's not talking about shows. It's talking about, like when you're getting ready in the morning. Are you ever... Project? Yeah, that's a project.
That's a
What
chore.
about a school project?
No projects.
It's a school project. If you have 2 homework things, do you get, like, bored and you hop back? I'm going to finish this homework later. Let me work on this other subject. And then you're like, I don't want to do any more math. I'm going to go do it.
Oh, yeah, I do that.
You do that? So you don't finish things. Like you said.
I finish them eventually.
Yeah, but, like, you don't have to be like, I have to finish all my math, and then I can do all my English. Which one?
I don't know.
Oh my god, okay, next.
You are very sentimental. No.
You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists.
No.
Like baskets. And
Tools.
yeah, like organizing tools. Like schedules and lists. Like okay, whatever.
Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. No.
That's nice.
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Not really.
Like you saw a cool person at a coffee shop, you wouldn't walk up to them.
I'll walk up to them.
Well, then why did you just put disagree? You don't make any sense.
No, because, like, this is right now. If it's at school, I won't. No, thank you. If it's, like, somewhere else, I'll do it.
This is talking about in general, your whole life.
Well, then I don't
Bigger
know.
Oh my god, you feel comfortable walking up to people that you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Like if you're on a walk at a park. Will you talk to somebody at a park?
Not a park.
So it's freaking situational for you.
Yeah.
No situational in this quiz.
Well, in psychology class, I did sit next to this random
in
guy.
psychology class. And what about math class? Just in general. Do you talk to people that you find interesting and you strike up conversations and you feel comfortable? Or do most of the time you're like, no, I'm not going to just walk up to a random person?
If they look busy.
You're the worst. If you don't continue with this quiz, I'm going to kill myself.
You are not interested in discussing various interpretations and analyses of creative works. I don't know what that means.
You are not interested in discussing various interpretations of creative works.
So, like, now talking about the cactus picture?
Like going to an art gallery.
Yeah, the cactus picture.
Okay, sure, the cactus picture.
Neutral.
Oh my god.
You are more inclined...
We are 20% done and it's been 12 minutes.
Okay, let me go fast. Speedy Gonzalez.
And pick them right.
Okay. You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart. I don't know.
Oh my god.
You usually prefer just doing what you like, what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning.
Juliana, I'm going to read them.
Okay. I don't know. I think that was neutral.
You make emotional decisions or decisions with your brain?
Both.
Okay. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. So you want to be spontaneous or you want to have like a schedule?
I want to be spontaneous.
Okay, so you usually prefer doing what you feel.
Yeah.
Okay. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. So you don't care about what people think about you when they meet you.
I do a little bit. It depends on the person.
So you don't worry about it a lot or you do?
A little bit. Because then what if they think I'm weird and then they don't talk to me? But I want to get to know them more. So then this one.
You enjoy participating in group activities.
It depends on the day.
Juliana, we're not going to compare Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, I mean like...
You enjoy participating for the most part in group activities. Sports, projects in school,
No projects.
Painting a room in your house, or do you want to do it by yourself?
If it's painting or cleaning.
Oh my god.
Guys, it depends.
Okay, whatever the personality type that has to do with very detailed and there's no way this personality thing is going to know what your personality type is by these answers because you're not even being honest.
Because
if it's painting or cleaning, then yes. If it's scrubbing or dusting, literally, what the fuck? It's vague because you're supposed to just think in general, like just anything your brain thinks of that has to do with a group activity. Does the first thought you all those people, I don't want to be around those, or is the first thought you think, oh my god, I love being in groups. Like me, my answer would be, I enjoy participating in group. Yes, I have become that where now I disagree. Like, no, I don't want to paint the room with you and your cousins and your mom and your grandma. I want to paint the room by myself. And I take the paintbrush from their hands and I paint it all.
I would, though, if Mia was in the class.
Oh, my God.
But in this hypothetical...
Mia is not alive. I don't know.
I gotta text her right now.
Why are you gonna text her about?
Because you just said she's not alive. Text her at 3:40 in the morning.
Stop. Can't stand you.
Yeah.
Juliana. Yeah. Didn't even read it. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending.
Yeah.
Strongly agree. That's literally like the only one that you've put strongly on anything. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments.
It comes from both.
Okay, so that's very neutral. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next.
A little bit.
Yeah, mine would be all the way a strongly agree. So many. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse.
Not really.
Me is all the way strongly agree. See how opposite we are? You almost put completely strongly disagree. You avoid leadership roles in group settings.
A little bit.
You do avoid it? You don't want to be the leader?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I used to, but no, thank you no more.
You are definitely not an artistic type of person.
No. Wait.
You are definitely
Definitely
not.
not.
So you disagree. You think that you are an autistic
An autistic person?
Put me all the way, yes, autistic. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is saying I'm not.
You are
autistic.
definitely not an artist. I disagree. You definitely am. Right? Are you trying to say that you are an artistic person? Okay. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings?
I don't know.
Oh my god. So it's kind of like they're asking the same questions but in different ways now. So do you think, how I was asking you earlier, do you make decisions with your heart by emotion or do you think logistically? What is the right thing to do and what is the wrong thing to do? Or do you just do what you feel? That was what
I'll
it
do what
asked.
I feel if it's the right thing.
Oh my god. Okay, so do you think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? Do you think people should think logistically more?
If they do, then they try to be smart. And then all the money, whatever.
What?
Because, like, if nobody... Who thought up, oh, we have to pay this, and we gotta pay that, we gotta do this and that to get that.
Juliana, what are you talking? Are you thinking like rations, like rationing food?
No, like money. Like, we gotta pay data and Wi-Fi. We gotta buy the phone. We
I
gotta
don't
turn
think
it
it's
on.
talking about those types of things. Do you think the world would be a better place if people relied more on logistics? Do you think that the world should be run by our feelings and emotions then?
I don't know.
Just put freaking... I can't even. You prefer this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax.
Before.
You want to do your chores before you relax.
No.
You want to relax before you do your chores.
Let me relax first.
Yes.
Oh.
Disagree. Okay. You enjoy watching. You enjoy.
It depends who it is.
You enjoy watching people argue.
Like, if it's like
Oh
two
my
funny
god!
people.
Again, she just put depends on who it is. Juliana, in a general sense, for
But,
the
like-
most part, not if you're in a concert or if you're in the basement of a wrestling arena.
But which arguing is it talking about?
Argue, not playful banter.
Okay, then no.
You think too much. See, I'm curious what you're gonna get. If it's even, is this laptop listening to us right now? Are you watching this? Are you really gonna give her the right personality? I'm looking into the webcam of the laptop right now. I hope you're seeing this. Whoever is giving her results. Okay. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself.
If I do, I don't do it purposely.
Okay.
But I don't mind.
So what's your answer?
Not really.
So you're not trying to draw attention to yourself, but you're not trying to hide.
Yeah.
Okay. Your mood can change very quickly.
Yeah.
Really? Oh. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you.
A little bit.
Like if they're washing the dishes slower and you can do it faster, you get impatient. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment.
Not that much.
You're always doing things on time. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death.
Not really.
You don't care?
Well, I know I'm growing.
Okay, that's good. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. So see how it's asking just in a different way now to make sure that you really mean what you say.
What?
You usually prefer to be around, you want to be around people instead of being by yourself.
Yeah.
You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
Not really.
You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours.
And what is empathize?
Empathize. Like, you have empathy for them. You can, like, feel their pain. Like, if somebody's sad and you're like, oh, you're sad with them. Like, see, it's asking you in a different way, because before it asks you if somebody's crying, does it make you want to cry? If somebody's happy, does it make you happy? Like,
Well, if I just see somebody crying, then...
You say, shut up and get out of my face.
No. Then I won't cry, but if I know...
Like, you feel for them. You have empathy for them.
If I know, I could put myself in their shoes.
Okay, so you can put yourself in your shoes.
Yeah. So
You find it easy to empathize, put yourself in your shoes, with people whose experience are very different from yours.
Yeah.
So, like, somebody who has a completely different life.
think so, yeah.
Okay. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible.
I don't know what that means.
Like finishing the end of your essay.
No.
You rarely second guess the choices that you have made.
So if I do disagree, that it's saying I do second
I know,
guess?
I get confused with the which way. Sometimes you second guess your choices.
Yeah.
Okay. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need.
Yeah.
You enjoy going to art museums.
I don't know. I've never been to one.
Do you think you would enjoy going to art museums?
They're just full of paintings?
No, sculptures and any art. There's lots of different things.
I guess I could have fun.
I mean, you could put neutral too if you wanted. Like, you don't know, but you often have a hard time. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings.
I don't think so.
You like to have a to-do list for every day. You rarely feel you don't feel insecure most of the time. So you're pretty secure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You avoid making phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own.
Mm-hmm.
In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. You're the one always texting people and asking and calling and making plans.
No. Well, sometimes.
Oh my God.
I'm for neutral.
Neutral. So if you're following along with this and you're answering the same things as Juliana, you'll basically know what your personality is at the end of this quiz. But I'm curious how many people relate to you. Mine are literally so opposite of yours. Completely. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
No.
You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago.
A little bit. Wait.
You are still
A
bothered.
little bit.
So, yeah, you kind of agree. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. So you don't really think about the reasons for human existence.
Yeah.
Really? Oh my God, I think about it all the time. She put like pretty much agree. Your emotions control you more than you control them.
Not really.
You control your emotions?
Most of the time.
You take great care not to make people look bad, even if it's completely their fault.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's their fault, it's their fault, and you're not going to, like, make sure to tiptoe around them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you disagree. So then you agree, however much. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed.
Not really.
She put strongly disagree. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Holla!
A little bit. Yeah.
But I do miss having coworkers. It was really fun. Making friends. I would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. You put disagree. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time.
I don't know.
Like talking about obscure philosophical things. Like, there's no need for it.
I mean, there's not, but why not?
Okay, so neutral. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places.
Like both.
You like both busy, bustling, and you like quiet, intimate places.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're in the middle. You know at first glance how someone is feeling.
Not really.
See, mine is like the second I look at someone, I'm like, what's wrong? Like, why is she having a bad day? And like, she's sitting there smiling, but like, I can feel it that it's not genuine. And then sometimes I go up to them and I say, I just wanted to say your hair looks really pretty. And they look at me and they start like tearing at. Like, it happens to me all the time. It's so sad. It's a crazy life I live. Okay. You often feel overwhelmed.
No.
Hala. She put strongly disagree and I put strongly agree. Oh my god, that's crazy. We should be taking this at the same time. Why didn't I do that? I have my
loud
I know.
heater over there.
I have my laptop right here. We could have did it. Oh well. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. You skip steps. You are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. So things that people like argue politics and stuff like that.
No politics.
You're intrigued by it.
No politics.
Me too. We agree on that one. Strongly disagree. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more.
Yeah.
Aww. You struggle with deadlines.
No.
You feel confident that things will work out for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. You're gender optional. Oh my gosh. If we don't get to see your results right away, I swear to God, it's going to make you email them or something. It told you right away. You're an adventurer.
Wow.
You're an ISFP-A. Adventurers are flexible and charming, always ready to explore and experience something new.
I gotta take a picture of this.
Does that feel correct?
I don't know.
You're always ready to explore. I mean, that's probably because everything you put in the middle, I would guess, if I'm cleaning and dusting. Okay, so scroll. It probably tells you more. You're 52% introverted.
What?
So it's half and half. Introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments.
I don't agree on this part.
The calmer environments thing?
But the rest,
It says you often feel drawn to calmer environments. It doesn't mean that you always prefer that.
Oh.
But like you like hanging out at Sip.
Yeah.
Like it's just a chill, quiet little coffee house. Okay. You're 55% observant. 55% observant. So observant individuals are pragmatic and down to earth. They tend to have a strong focus on what is happening or very likely to happen. Do you agree?
yeah.
Okay. You're 50. See, you're freaking in the middle for everything. You're 54% feeling. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. Do you not agree with that?
Yeah.
You do agree? Okay. 60% prospecting. Prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and adapting to opportunities. They tend to be flexible, nonconformists who value novelty above stability. Ooh. So nonconformist means like everybody's wearing orange today. I don't want to wear orange. I want to wear blue. That was a really bad example, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't care like how everybody wants to dress modern. Like you still like your vintage style. Like you're not going to change because everybody else is. So you're flexible, nonconformist
Wow.
who values novelty. You like vintage things above stability. Very bad examples of all of that I'm reading, but you're 69% assertive. Oh, that's you. It's like little cartoon characters. Assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. You don't get very stressed, right? And you're pretty even-tempered, and you're pretty self-assured. That means like you assure yourself. You don't need anybody else telling you. They refuse to worry too much and tend to be self-confident when striving to achieve goals.
Wow.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so go back. So now you know your letters. Okay, see how was it A? Go back to the beginning. So that's where the, what are you? I go back again. ISFP. Mine is ENFJ. The only thing that we got similar from each other is the F stands for feeling. But my feeling was probably literally like at 80%. Yours was at like 50 something. The I stands for, what was it? Introverted. What was the S?
I don't know.
Go back. That was the one I couldn't remember. Observant? Intuitive, observant. Okay. F is feeling. And then you have P. Mine is J. So mine is, J is for judging. Like, because like I can see people, like I judge things by like how they make me feel or like how they come off. It's not like, it's weird, like the explanation for it is not like in a bad way. It's not like, oh, I'm judgmental of like what that person's wearing, like ill. It's like a judgment, like I'm using my brain to judge whether or not this is good or bad for me, whereas you're good at improvising and adapting to like whatever the situation is. And me, I'm like, no, I can feel it and I'm judging that this is what this is, and I'm pretty sure like in that outcome, if that makes sense. None of that even matters, but I'm just that's very interesting. You think yours was pretty true?
Yeah.
Did you want to screenshot these little letters? What can I say?
Okay. This is gonna take too long. I'm still gonna remember. That's you.
What?
When you said that's you.
It looks like a what is that game? Minecraft, like little character. You know what Minecraft looks like?
Yes.
Those little zombies that like walk around the middle of the night.
Don't you remember when I used to play Minecraft when I was little
No.
at your old apartment? And then I'd go to like a little island and I'd set everything on fire, and then you called me like something, like I was a serial killer or something like that.
Probably called you a murderer. You were probably killing the sheep.
I think I was. I remember there being rabbits somewhere.
Ew. And John probably showed you how to kill the animals. And set things on fire. Because he's a psychopath. Anyways. That was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was really fun. And we got to know Mimi's a little bit more. And did you learn about yourself too?
Yeah.
Was that interesting? I think it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was fun.
And now you can tell your friends all about it. And if you've never taken this test, again, I don't remember if I took one on the podcast for me, but I'm going to retake it soon. But it's very interesting if you want to try it for yourself. And let me know if you got like basically the same answers as like Juliana's, and like if there's another ISFP out there of my friends, because then I know that we're very different. Okay, but my phone is at 2%, so we have to hurry up and do Word Girl.
Oh my goodness.
We gotta play Word Girl, and we gotta try to make it speedy reedy round.
Okay, speedy weedy.
Speedy weedy. Speedy reedy. Speeder. Okay, ready?
Wait. Okay. Wait,
No, waiting. No waiting. This is speed round because my phone is at 2%.
Okay,
It's gonna
I'm
die
ready.
any second. We gotta wrap it up.
Okay.
And then Happy New Year. 3, 2, 1.
Bird.
Cloth. Bird and cloth.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Bird
String.
ornament.
I was gonna say ornament
Okay.
because of the last one that we did, but I said
String.
string because the bird ornament is made out of strings.
Okay.
I feel like bird ornament. You can't say bird ornament after. We're starting over. This you can't.
Over.
We would have ended up on ornament. I almost said ornament.
Okay.
Yeah, start over. 3, 2, 1.
Flower.
Oh my
Oh.
God. That really was speedy reading round. I've never done that. This is the first time. Let me
you
guess.
looking at that?
I was looking at that.
I was
flower,
looking at those.
and you were looking at the. My mom has flower decorations in the back in the basement. and it's like a set of 3 flowers, but she put one big flower on one side of the room and 2 little flowers on the other side of the room, and we're facing each other looking behind at the flowers. See? But remember last time you're like, don't you just look around and you just pick a word of what's in the room? And I said I didn't want to just look
And
around.
you picked magnificent.
Magnificent, because we just said, that's the first time I've ever said flower at the same time as someone. That was crazy. But I guess we're going to end it on that. New Year, new word girl game. All right, guys. Happy New Year. Don't forget to love yourself. I was going to leave you. Let me see if I have enough. I might have enough juice in my battery to leave you off with this little thing I posted on Instagram. And this is for you too, memes. Piece of fire. I have no new expectations for the year ahead. Just let me live the way that I know best. Let me feel the earth on my feet and rejoice that I am still standing. Let me listen to the waves of the sea and find peace in knowing that the tides always return to wash over me. Let me dream about sunsets that are not promised and skies that are not always blue. Let me make love to conversations that bring me closer to knowing myself and closer to believing in something much bigger than the 4 square walls of my own chest. And let me rest. Oh Lord, let me rest. And should I be so blessed to have this place where I can grow, let me remember to give more than I receive, to listen more than I speak, and to understand that everyone is searching for a little piece of fire. May I take part in building that.
Wow.
Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
So